Hi everyone, hi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelly and today we are going to be talking about picture books. I am a picture book enthusiast. A good picture book ought to delight an adult as much as it delights a child, and I'm one of those adults that loves picture books. Right now I'm amid a project of reading the 1001 children's books you must read before you grow up. I am almost ready for an update on that. Oh, visitor, 1 second. Okay, alright, so as I was saying, I am almost ready for an update on the list. I have been finding all of the books on Goodreads and adding them to a Goodreads account that is dedicated to this project, and I'm at like 850 books that I've found, and I have a whole update for you all as soon as I finish that. I've been really enjoying that process, but that's not what this is about. I'm going to be talking through several picture books that I adore, and I just really, I do these What's Cheering Me Up Now videos. I have a whole playlist of people that do them, and this video could fall into that because I love picture books and I'm so excited to talk to you about them. Okay, and many of them you will recognize, and so what I want you to do is to tell me if these books were part of your childhood and which ones you remember and which ones you feel nostalgic about if you know of any of these. So the first one is Eric Carle's The Very Hungry Caterpillar. This is a delightful picture book about a caterpillar who eats and eats and eats through the course of a week and gets big and fat, builds himself a cocoon, and then becomes a butterfly. And what I love about this book is that this is deceptively brilliant. You may think it's just a little story about a caterpillar, but Eric Carle is able to talk about numbers. He talks about on the first day, the caterpillar ate through, I think, 1 strawberry. Let me look it up. On Monday, he ate through 1 apple. And so Eric Carle is able to talk about numbers. He talks about the days of the week, and he's able to talk about or write about, create a story around a caterpillar's transformation. And it's done in a very whimsical and a very readable way. And this style of art is this like paper cutouts to create this image. I should probably figure out the right terminology for it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. And he uses all of these fun colors. There is, for kids especially, there are these little flaps, these little flaps that they can turn as the caterpillar eats through all of the food that he eats through. I adore this book, and I actually, when I worked at the library, I created a bulletin board of my own inspired by The Very Hungry Caterpillar. And if I can remember, I will put a picture up right now. Okay, the next book I'm going to be talking about is Michael Rosen's and illustrated by Helen Oxenbury's We're Going on a Bear Hunt. This book is about a little family that goes on a bear hunt, and it's very repetitious, and it says, we're going on a bear hunt, we're going to catch a big one. What a beautiful day. We're not scared. Oh no, grass, long wavy grass. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. Oh no, we've got to go through it. And the whole book is like that. They have grass, and they go through grass, and they go through water, and they go through mud, and it's just a really delightful picture book. But what I love about this, not only are the illustrations just fantastic, this beautiful watercolor, and all of the sound words, the onomatopoeia in here, so squelch, squirt, swelch, squirt, when they're going through the mud, that is just adorable. But really what I love about this book is that it's a metaphor for life, essentially, that we have things that are big, that cause us fear, and like the book says, we can't go over it, we can't go under it, we have to go through it, and we have a choice of how we want to go through it. We can have a bad attitude about it and feel bad about ourselves when we do that, or we can think positively, or we can accept what's going on and get ourselves through the mud of life, the grass of life, and so on. And I really, really just adore this book for that. One second. Okay. All right, the next book that I'm going to be talking about is Make Way for Ducklings by Robert McCloskey. I think I've mentioned this, but all of these books are on the list, but I want to talk about them regardless. So Robert McCloskey, I think, he wrote and illustrated Make Way for Ducklings. This is a story about a mother and father duckling that make a home in Boston, and on a voyage, at one point the ducklings go from like one spot to another, and they cross traffic to do that, and the police officers stop traffic in order for the ducks to cross safely. So that's the story of the book. This is like a Caldecott Medal winner, but which means that the illustrations were, it was recognized for the illustrations in this book. Robert McCloskey is a master illustrator. I know in my video about Margaret Atwood's Up in the Tree book, I really had a lot to say about the birds and how offended I was with that book. This is the absolute opposite. Robert McCloskey can draw a bird like no one else. And I know that the styles are very, very different. I'm hoping that everybody can see. So the birds are just fantastic all throughout. The ducks are show just tons of movement, absolutely stunning. The perspective is all over the place in regards to sometimes you're up above, flying with the birds, and sometimes you're under. You're on the ground looking up. I mean, it's just fantastic. It is a portrait of Boston, which is wonderful. And yeah, just a delightful story, and one of my favorites in regards to illustrations. I mean, just an absolute master of his craft, for sure. Since we're talking about illustrations, I want to talk about one of my favorite illustrated books that no one ever talks about. I don't understand why not. And that is The Story of Root Children by Sibylle von Olfers. The story I could take or leave. It's really about the changing seasons. The story it doesn't stand out to me. But the illustrations are stunning. There are these children that sort of live in the earth, and they are waiting for better days, better weather. And I just love the colors in this book. Oh, it's so stunning. And these little simple illustrations of the children, and as they're waiting for better weather, they're preparing for it. These large bugs. I think bugs are fascinating. We get large bugs here in South Carolina, and sometimes when you look at them, they're like little pieces of art as you're looking at them. And so I love that there's this inclusion of bugs. And then you get to when the children can go out into the world, and it's beautiful enough to experience. And again, this just like these full page of illustrations, these muted colors, oh, they're so yummy, and it's just so beautiful. Again, I don't understand why it's not talked about more. It's such a delightful book. Oh my goodness. So I could just this is from my local library. All of these are from my local library, and this is one that I have thought about buying for quite a while. I would love to own this book. Okay, another wonderful picture book, and that is Rosies Walk by Pat Hutchins. Rosies Walk is the story of a chicken just going on a walk. Oh, y'all, these illustrations. I just can't even. They're just so beautiful. These this very yellow base palette, color palette and it's like this icky, mucky green, but in and this orange. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. Okay, so Rosie's Walk follows the story of Rosie, and the words are just talking about Rosie's Walk. So Rosie the hen went for a walk. But what the illustrations provide is that there's this fox that is trying to get to Rosie, presumably to eat her. And as the words just are talking about Rosie walking, there is this subtext in the story that the illustrations show of the fox just attempting to eat Rosie and missing every single time. And so it really tells all of the story in illustrations, and just stunning, funny in its own way. So the fox is jumping, and he lands on this rake and then gets hit in the face. And it's just really cute. It's great to experience with your own children if you have any, and if not, you can just pick up this beautiful book and enjoy it for yourself. But I read it with my 5-year-old recently, and he was just giggling and laughing the whole time, which only added an extra layer for me of the delight of this book. Okay, I got interrupted a couple times, so I'm like picking up where I left off, and I'm not really sure where I left off. I know I was talking about Peach Pear Plum by Janet and Allan Ahlberg. This is a fantastic, poetic book. It actually has a beautiful rhyme scheme, and it has these gorgeous muted colors that they use throughout the book, which is stunning. It is an I Spy game using literary figures and nursery rhymes in nursery rhyme characters in order to talk about that they reference throughout the I Spy portion of this book. So it goes, each peach, pear, plum, I spy Tom Thumb. And I read this with my 5-year-old, I think yesterday or a couple of days ago. And, we were looking for the little character, and some of them are a little bit hard. So Tom Thumb in the cupboard, I spy Mother Hubbard. And so this is the behind of Mother Hubbard, and I had to like point that out to my 5-year-old. He's like, I don't see an old lady, or I don't see Mother Hubbard, and I had to point that out. But it's just a delightful and very, very smart picture book. Clearly, the Ahlbergs knew their history when it comes to children's books and children's stories, and so this is just an absolute delight and just well worth your time. Just totally cute. Okay, the last one is my most modern book that I have in this pile, and it is David Wiesner's Flotsam or Floatsom. I actually really don't know how to say it. And this is a picture book that doesn't have any words. It's a story without words. And it is very, very magical. So it's just one of those like magical books that only makes sense in a book. So it's this little boy on the beach, and there's no peril. He does get caught in a wave, and this camera gets is washed ashore, and the camera he's not really sure about it. He's not really sure about the camera, but he gets the film developed, and this is where it gets very strange. There's like these fish, and one of the fish is a mechanical fish. I hope y'all can see it, but fantastic and stunning. I mean, just stunning illustrations. And so he's looking at this fish, this mechanical fish, the little boy is, and through the pictures, he finds that there's like an octopus reading, and the story just gets more fantastic from there. Fantastic as in like in the realm of fantasy. It works so well. My son, whenever my 5-year-old, we read it several times together, and we kind of, this is from the library, so I'll wait a couple months before I get it out again. And every time he gets to the picture with the mechanical fish, he's always like, "What?" Because it's just unexpected and super magical. One of the reasons why I love children's picture books, because they're just they have just such a playfulness to them. They're just so much fun to experience, regardless of your age. So that's it. I just wanted to share. It's one of the things that makes me happy, and of course I want to share things that make me happy and bring me joy on my channel. And it's like, I consider you all friends, so it's like I'm sharing my favorite picture books with you all. So thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to your comments below. One of the things that I love are the comments that y'all leave. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye!